Iceland, The Way to the Moon King, a fairy tale with the pictures by the author Barbara Sierzputowski. There in Iceland, where the sky carries rainbow dresses and everything sleeps in the ice signs the dawn of time, the Moon King holds sway. The Moon King had a son named Lunas. Lunas was a very tall and strong man. He was a master of winter hunting and was excellent with the sled and amazing sailor. Lunas' passion was to sail, and so he always traveled in seas of foreign waters. One day, when he reached the shore of a foreign land, he heard festival music from a fish market. The market was a bustle of activity with loud salespeople and craftsmen, each showing the arts and crafts. Lunas was walking in the direction where many people gathered together listening to the music. Here he saw a beautiful woman who had moved to the rhythms of the music and had attracted attention of many people. She had very long dark hair and bright deep blue eyes. Lunas could not take his eyes off the dancer. And so fate brought the young man together with the beautiful dancer. Lunas asked the young lady if she would like to become his wife, and she agreed. The beautiful bride's name was Laila. Not much time passed, and Laila gave Lunas a son with dark hair like his mother and eyes like his father. Soon Laila and Lunas were overjoyed with their firstborn child. By now the Moon King was very old. He felt his strength weakened each day. So he sent his faithful servant, the white owl, to Lunas to deliver him the moon amulet. The mirror told the Snow Queen how she could become more powerful. It told her the secret of how she would become the ruler of the moon for all time. She would have to eliminate the son of the Moon King, and then nothing would ever stand in her way. Laila had heard that the Moon King's kingdom, Iceland, was cold and dark, that not flowers were growing there, no birds sang, and there was eternal snow and ice. She was afraid to start this journey. But her love for Lunas was very strong, and so she found the courage to follow him. The Moon Princess Lunas promised Laila a beautiful, warm home and clothes in which she would never freeze. So they made their way to Iceland with Lunas' boat. In a sea storm, the ship crashed into an iceberg, and many of the crew fell into ice water. Many were killed. This was not natural sea storm. It was storm made by the evil Snow Queen. A loud and cruel laugh of the evil Snow Queen spounded over the sinking of the ship. The Snow Queen looked into her magic mirror and thought she had succeeded in killing Lunas. She was glad when the boat sank, and cheered when the sailors drowned in the cold ice water. The moment Laila and Lunas were swallowed by the bitter cold water of the ocean, the Moon King cast a spell over them and turned Laila into a North Lights, and his son Luna and his grandchild into wolves. The Snow Queen didn't know that Lunas had become a father. In her joy of finally ruling the Moon Kingdom, she had not noticed that the Moon King had enchanted Laila, Lunas, and their child. The Moon King sent his faithful servants, the snow wolves, to help Lunas and his child. A large pack of white wolves was already waiting for them on the shore of Iceland. They recognized the old amulet of the king, which now hung on the breast of Wolf Lunas. The empty wolf pack followed the north lights. It was Lila who led their way to the kingdom of Iceland. While hunting for snow hare, the white fox saw the wolf pack run north. One of the wolves wore the Moon King's amulet, and that a small wolf child followed him. The white fox was the best friend of the Snow Queen. Everything that he found, he laid faithful at her feet. He told her of seeing the wolf wearing the moon amulet. This message made the Snow Queen very angry. She was not yet the absolute ruler of the Moon Country. That the Moon King outwitted her made her even more enraged. With her fastest reindeer, she followed the white fox into the ice desert. A hungry polar bear was desperately looking for food. For 3 months he was walking with great hunger on the ice glacier. Finally his thick black nose noticed the wonderful smell of meat. He struggled up and roared with joy. His steps became faster. His nose had never deceived him. Seals. The polar bear lunged at them, but they escaped with a skillful jump into the water. The polar bear roared with great frustration, pounding the ice with his paws in his fury. In the freezing water the image of the Snow Queen appeared, and her eyes cold laugh sounded. Ha 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 ha! Hungry again, my friend? I have something much better for you. The Snow Queen told the bear about the tired wolf pack that has been running for days. This large prey could satisfy his immense deep hunger. Nobody but Laila could know what evil intentions the Snow Queen had, for Laila oversaw all as the northern lights. The idea of losing both her child and husband made Laila horribly scared. She looked for something that could distract the polar bear and the Snow Queen from their path. To gain time for Lunas and their child to reach the realm of the Moon King before nightfall, Laila asked the north wind to make a snowstorm as an obstacle. The polar bear, the Snow Queen, and the white fox managed to run through the storm. "Faster, faster!" shouted the Snow Queen at the polar bear. "We must have the child before it gets dark, otherwise it will be in the hands of the Moon King." In the meantime, the wolf pack of Lunas had reached the summit of the Iceland glacier. Here, Lunas waited with his son for the arrival of his father, the Moon King, but the Snow Queen reached the ice glacier before the darkness had come. The polar bear and the white wolves fight each other without mercy. The wolves circled the bear and lunged at him. They bit and scratched him wherever they could. The bear saw his enemy was stronger and gave up the fight. He ran away and found a hiding place in the forest. Even the white fox followed him, scared from the battle. Since then, the Snow Queen is still furiously chasing through the ice desert in her silver car, and you can still feel its bitter cold today. It is said that the day in the north is very short and the night along, so that Lunas can watch appear as a beautiful north lights at night. That's probably why the wolves always sing their lovely songs in the moonlight to relieve the moon couple's love sickness.